Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Now this one's a special one because behind the camera here on this peg, there it is the peg I've actually managed to win the 2025 Golden Reel on. Can't believe it, 2 weeks before I wasn't even in the final. Managed to get through on the semi-final over on the match lake, and then come the match day I drew peg 10, which is this peg here. Fished long pole on the bottom with pellets, caught 14 carp and weighed 147, which just beat agonisingly close Jimmy Brooks, who was on the next peg. He had 144, 145, I'm not too sure, but yeah, I've been a bit slack at the videos because, to be honest, I've been a bit overwhelmed and I wasn't very well last week. But I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that congratulated me, sent me a message, commented on posts and stuff on Facebook. It's nice to know you got a bit of support when you go up and down the country in these qualifiers, don't do well, feel like you're not doing good enough, and then all of a sudden you get the chance and you win. The last thing I expected on this day was actually to win, is because, funny old story, I actually smashed a syrup bottle for coffees in the morning and I was effing and blinding at that, cursing, but just so unexpected. There was 2 pegs left, peg 10 and peg 17 now. I didn't really fancy peg 17. I thought peg 10 you get a day's fishing, which is all you can ask for in these finals, but it turned out to be a lot better than that. So we're here today. I've been filming with, we're on the Spessy Lake. I've been filming with Jamie. There's the Spessy Lake. I've been filming with Jamie, just had to go a bit further down because there's a few pleasure anglers here and I didn't want to sort of upset them. So we've had to go a few pegs further down. I've run through all the tactics, but I thought, why not? Jamie's got home now, so I thought, why not just do a nice little vlog style video. I've got a few new bits. We'll talk about how I got through the semi-final, and then obviously a few bits about the final and stuff like that. So let's get over to the peg now, get stuck into how I went about getting into this Golden Reel semi-final, the semi-final itself, the final, a few extra bits, new hooks and stuff, and catch up with. So I'm going to talk about the semi-final experience of the Golden Reel and then the final. So the semi-final was actually, I think, a couple of weeks before. So it normally has, like, if you qualify in the 2nd or 3rd, you get through to semi-final. Basically it's like a free qualifier basically at Phil runs. It's a nice little idea, and all you have to do, you'd be pegged on Match Lake and Spessy Lake, and you have to win that lake. Now there was a bit of a palaver with redrawing because someone didn't tell Phil it was here. So first of all I drew like on the far side of Match Lake on the Burbank, and then after the redraw I drew right by the rope on the shallow side, so peg 7 it was, right by the rope. I had a mint day. I'd caught like 120 pound on casters shallow first 2.5 hours, and then literally I've never seen anything like it. The fish were coming in the edges. I was feeding micros and dead maggots and just literally picking them off as they were coming in. Big fish, 6 to 8 pound. Ended up weighing 340 pound, which won that lake, so obviously straight through to the final. Perfect, really. Ideal result. I couldn't believe it, to be honest, because I thought I've had a few chances this year and I've blown a few chances, so it was nice to actually make a chance count. Then I think we fished the Golden Reel, the Fish North final the week before, which was a bit deflating, to be honest. I got it all wrong. I was never going to win because I just didn't fish in the right way, which is my own fault, and I'm very critical of the way I fish, so I didn't fish in the right way, which is my own fault, and Powers won that one, so well done, pal. But this is what I'm going to do on my channel now. I'm going to do like monthly updates, what I've been up to, try and get a bit of footage of where I've been and what I've been doing, and then add it all into one video to make it a little bit interesting. But then the final was down here at Larford. Didn't get a chance to practice, obviously, because I was at the Fish North final and I didn't go on the Sunday, so I didn't get a chance to practice. So I think I was second to last to draw. Now I was one of the last 2 to draw. Now Phil said because it was 2 different lakes, which is fair enough, we're going to toss a coin who goes first. Now I'm very superstitious. I don't like calling this sort of stuff. I just let Rob Parker was the next angler. He called heads. I think it was tails or vice versa, and he lost obviously, so I've gone up. There was 2 pegs left, 10 and 17, gone in the bag, picked 10 out. I thought, well, people were saying that's where they wanted in the morning, but when me and Jamie walked around in the morning, it did seem all right, but there wasn't many fish topping there. There wasn't many fish topping on the lake, to be honest. So I thought, well, at least to get a few bites there. I feel like I've been in that area a lot before, and what normally happens is you catch 50 or 60 pound, and then because you're set back in the little bay sort of thing compared to where I'm sat now, which is on like the chalet burr as they call it, and then obviously where I was down there, but I didn't want to upset them pleasure anglers that were fishing. I thought this would be the one, and Jamie was actually sat on this peg I'm actually sat on today, and I thought it'd be very hard to beat. So I just went there with a positive mindset of just attacking it, 6 mils long, and be nice and patient and just take what I could, and if they come back a little bit early, you never know. The thing was with it is when we were setting up, I was talking to Sam, who sat behind me, and he could come crucial, Sam, to be honest. I said to him I wasn't really bothered if he come or not, and I'm glad he did, because I was a bag of nerves at the end, which I'll talk about, but I'm glad that Sam come. And we started seeing fish mooching, not loads, just the odd fish topping and rising. And when the all-in's gone, everyone's gone out slapping. So what I mean by that is fishing 2 foot deep, just turning the rig over the pellet, making a bit of noise, and that's a really good tactic here at Larford. And everyone caught one. I hooked one but lost it, but I think I just chinned it under its mouth or something. It didn't seem right, but everyone around me caught one, which I thought, that's a good sign. Feels like we're on a few fish. Looking around the lake, not many other people caught them. Now that's the thing with carp fishing. If you're in the right area, you're going to be very hard to beat, because they're not everywhere, these carp. The big fish in this lake, they can turn up anywhere, but they're not everywhere. So that's what I've started. Then I've dropped on the bottom. I've caught 2 or 3 on pellets. And then Sam said to me, we're missing a few bites, and it seemed they were skimmers, but in theory it turned out they weren't. Put 2 worms on. Nice big hook, size 12, 2 worms on, 1.5 power float, just dropped it in, and all the lines stopped, and it was just nice and clean bites, not many bites, just random clean bites, loose feeding on the pole, 6 mils, fishery 6 mils, which we've been fishing with today. Them ones there, obviously nice 2 big worms, which we've been doing a bit of it, but the full video will be on Preston's YouTube channel, but I just thought I'd update you guys, because I've had a lot of support, which I do appreciate. And then I probably come to like the last hour, and I said to Sam, I feel like we're well up there, but I just needed 2 or 3 more fish to like confirm it. And I didn't have one until probably 15 minutes to go. I've caught one 10 pound, and I felt like I just needed another fish to get over the line. End of the match come, my dad and that said that Jimmy's going to be close. Spoke to Jimmy, he said he had like 120 odd, but I think heat of the moment, I just feel like I didn't know what I had. I feel like I had 130, 140. You don't really know what you've got. So Sam said to me, literally, he said, listen mate, if you're winning after you weigh in, I think you're going to win. So anyway, Jimmy weighed in, 144, and I thought, oh, it's going to be really, really close. This weigh my skimmers, they weighed £2.11 or something. It wasn't many, it was like 5. First net went £40, second net went £50, and then I thought I needed 52, 53. And when I dropped the fish on the scales went like 54, and obviously with digitals they drop a little bit, obviously because they've gone to the highest point, then they drop to the average or whatever point they are, and it was 53.7, so I knew I'd just done enough. I thought I'd done it by like 10 ounces, but I hadn't. I'd done it by like 2 or 3 pound, which is next to nothing in this lake, especially the size of the fish. Jamie was third as well with, I think, 132, so he's only 1 fish away as well. So it's tight margins in them things, and I think like being nice and patient on the long pole, not rushing, but when Sam said to me, you just need to calm down, just keep you ticking over, you're doing the right thing, and just sit there and wait. So got over the line, 1 golden reel, which I'm absolutely made up about. I put a few clips in as well. Thank you to Chris Telling for sending me, and he sent me on my messenger. I'd said say who sent it me. I don't want to use these videos without saying, but yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for all the support on it. It's been amazing, to be honest, and it's nice to get that second one on the CV. You always say like, yes, the money is nice, but that's just going to help me and my family for the future. That's why I look at it. But in my fishing career, I feel like if you can, winning fish show was one thing, but to put another one on the CV as well, and then trying to hunt down, say, the treble as they call it with the match days, that's one thing which might going to spur you on and keep you going, which is I think you need in a hobby. You can't just get stale and just go flogging a dead horse all the time. I feel like you need an aim to try and win that. So that's what I'll be doing, trying to win that. As always, trying to win any of them, but that's the main one. But not for me rabbiting on, because it is a bit weird talking about yourself and achievements, but I feel like when I won Fish Show, I didn't really say anything. I wasn't on YouTube then. I didn't have as good following as I do now, and people watching out. So I thought, you know what, do a little video all about it, say a few thank yous, which I needed. So I'm going to talk about a few new products now, which they've come out recently, and a few which were quite good to me in the semi-final was these hooks. Now I've been using XSH's, which is these hooks for my sort of edge fishing, and I feel like dead maggots this year have been such a killer bait. They've just caught loads of fish. They've been good all over the year. I had someone comment saying, yeah, they've been good all the time. They have been, but for this year, for some banal reason, they've been the best top bait. They've been the best feed, especially up at Hayfield, here at Larford, stuff like that. So this size, XSO2B, size 14. I actually tied some of these up for the semi-final, but then I got these the week after. So pre-tied, all I need to do is shorten them down. 019 is a nice and strong line. So you've got the nice margin hook there. So they go up to size 10 as well. You've got size 10, so let's look at that range of pre-tied there. You've got loads and loads of pre-tied. So size 14, they're a nice hook. That's the one I used on the bottom, just straight off the rig stick. 2 worms on that. And then also I need to get on the bank and do a bit of filming with these for you, because these are going to probably be my most used hook over the next 6 months. I got works muddle up here. XFSB. So it's a bit finer than an SFL, which I feel like you need at places like Weston. There's a lot of hide fishing, smaller stockies, loads and loads of bites and skimmers and stuff. Like when the temperature drops and you feel like maggot fishing is going to be the one. I've got actually Dragon Mania final on Sunday, so I need to get tying these up to like 010, 011. So there we're going to be a nice little bend on them. It's perfect for maggots, nice little point. You see that there? Try and get it on there. Nice little point on them there. So look like a square shape hook, but they've got a nice little bend on them. So when you get two maggots on, it'd be nice and ideal. But yeah, they're what I've been using. So they owe me a lot of my edge fishing up at Hayfield when I fished the Fish Hub Festival, stuff like that. They're sort of like me on the bottom fishing, where you don't need to be as brutal, where you're fishing like a 15s or a 13s holler, as where that I was using a 17s holler with that one. And then obviously we've got a new hooks for, obviously it feels a bit grim saying about fishing in winter time, but it's going to be a must. Now one thing I do want to talk about is I didn't really cover it in my Preston video. Maybe a nice little thing to touch on is the use of olivettes. Now, because obviously it's quite unique fishing here at Larford, and especially at Hayfield. Ooh, try and pull them off. Especially at Hayfield, it's fishing in deep water. You're going to be fishing with rigs such as like a gram, 2 gram, and the last thing you want is loads and loads of number 8s. So what I like to look to do is I've got a 1.25 float on today, and I've got a 0.8 olivette on. So I like to go a little bit lower, just so I can get a little bit of shot on, so I can play around with it. So what I mean by that is, where is my olivette? There. My olivette's there, so that's my olivette on my line there. So I've just got a bulk, which is my olivette's my bulk, and then just got one dropper there, and then the hook there and my pellet. But yeah, I've got a 0.8 olivette, and that is on a 0.25 power float. So nice and visible tip, nice strong wire stem, round body, tight float, so it just cuts through that toe a little bit easier. And it just makes everything a little bit simpler. It's a lot more neater. The last thing you want, say you probably need like 13 or 14 number 8s there, and it's a big block of shot, as where it could cause tangle, as where olivettes just make everything a little bit neater and a little bit nicer. So chuck that down there. I'll probably have to get packed up in a minute, get myself off home, but yeah, there are a few things we got through. What else can we find? Which we get, I don't think there's anything. Oh, that's one thing I want to mention. When you're fishing in the deep water as well, I've got my little extra section on there in my landing net. So I've got the 2 strongest pieces on, with a big landing head, which you're going to need here at Larford. But I've also got the little extension, so it just gives me that extra reach. So when I'm playing them fish in the deep water, what I like to do, just because it's over just the top kit deep, probably over a short free as well, so it's probably like 9 foot deep, is keep my pole quite low, keep it to the water, and then just lift it up, and as the fish rises you can get a little bit further out and net them that way. So yeah, that was one key feature. So was this, keeping your rig still on that long pole, so important. Nice bump bar, keep it in a nice seated bit there. So I feel like I'm waffling a bit now, so we'll probably end the video there. But I want to say thank you to everyone that wished me well with my win. It was an amazing experience, but I've got the trophy over there. Amazing experience, and just one, like I said, a bit overwhelming. I was ill last week, so we're back at it now, back on the YouTube, back at a few bits and bobs. But like I say, just a little catch up of what went on in my September. See where, there it is, the old golden reel trophy. So that's what we've won. A nice little thing to keep on the channel. Like I said before, I feel like when I won Fish Show I wasn't doing any of this stuff, so it's nice to be able to do a video. It feels like I can blow my own trumpet, but I don't feel like people will think that way, but that's the way I think. But yeah, the few new products there, a few new hook lengths, what I've been using, a little rundown of my semi-final, my final, and a couple of new products. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, really helps with the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.